Hello, my Stampin' friends. Hopefully this is working on all the channels. Should be working on, I know my channels, but hopefully if I did it correctly, it is working on the group channel. Let me just hit a refresh here real quick so I can check. Yes, it looks like it's there. My name is Candice Anderson, and I am coming to you live from Hiram, Utah. This is a card a day in May, day 16. And my friend Kevin Thiessen has put this together, and he asked me to present today. I actually had picked 2 days, and they needed someone else, and I'm like, give me whatever. And I was actually surprised by this day because it's not one I would have picked. So hopefully you like what I have to share. Um, and I am going to go ahead and switch cameras and get started. I'm going to show you the card first, and then I'm going to show you how to make it. Now, today's theme is funny punny, and I am using the new, I'm going to click here and see if I can get it to focus a little bit better. Okay, hopefully it's okay. Um, I'm using the new Silly Old Bear Suite. Now, you may wonder where I'm getting Funny Punny from that. I'm going to show you here in just 1 second. So this is the card, and I'm going to show you how to make this. This is a magic card. I have not made one of these in a really long time, but when we pull this up, oh, how fun. Old friends are the best friends. And here is my funny part when you open it up. We've been friends for so long, I can't remember which one of us is the bad influence. So I did pull that from an old set. It's called Thanks for the Laughs. If you have it, has a lot of really fun. This one's one of my favorite. No one will ever be as entertained by us as us. That is perfect for one of my friends and I. I made her a card with that. But so I thought it worked really well with Pooh and Piglet. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this little magic card here. Grab my supplies. Um, and I am using the new Golden Glow. I have decided they purposely did this color because they knew they were going to do Silly Old Bear because it works perfect um, for Winnie the Pooh here. So I've got a couple of things. This is just a standard card base here. This is my inside, which I believe is my 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. So that's going to be on my inside here. But to create this part, I've got a couple of different things. So I've got Mossy Meadow, and this one is 5 5 1/4 by 4, right? Yes. And I'm going to show you a couple little tricks. So I used the cotton emboss labels that comes in this suite, but I actually pre-cut just a page out of just a piece of regular paper, and I folded it in half, drew a line, and then I placed it over my cardstock, and then I lined up my die. That way I could make sure that it was centered correctly. When I went to do this one, which is cut out of the DSP, it is a 1/4 inch smaller. So it's 3 3/4, and I believe I did it 4 1/2 because we're putting a piece down at the bottom. So again, I cut one this size, and then I made sure that when I lined it up, that, oh, let's flip it the right direction here, that it lined up to create that little edge on the inside here. So just a couple little tricks on that. So we're just going to go ahead and put this part together because there's nothing really too terribly special about this part here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, no way. I guess it is the right direction. It looked like it was upside down on the back side there for a second. This is such a fun suite. If you haven't had a chance to get it, I I believe the paper is not available right now, but everything else is. Um, so I would say definitely get it before it's gone because I don't know how long it's going to be there. It is part of the online exclusives. So I've just added that there. And then I'm going to add some of this fun little ribbon. I think this is from the Little Bugs suite. I can't remember what it's called. Now this ribbon is old olive, but I did like the contrast on there. So we went ahead and used the old olive. I'll wait to add the bow, but that's our basic part here. So this part here is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4, and it is going to go on here. Now, I want to make sure that I'm not going to get glue interfering with my sliding mechanism. So I actually used tear and tape just because I thought it was a little bit um, easier to make sure I got it exactly where I wanted it. I'm just going to add, I just realized last time I did it on this paper. That's okay. It will still work. I'm going to put it along the bottom here. I forgot. It's much better if you put it on this paper than this paper, but that's okay. It's still going to work here. And I'm actually going to put it down to the bottom of this, kind of as close to that bottom as possible, so that I have more room for my sliding mechanism. All right, now for the fun part. We are going to grab, so I did try this with the new hybrid ink. It did not work on the Windows sheet. So I have a Windows sheet here, and then I have a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and they are 5, I think, no, 4.5 by 2.5. Good thing I have measurements here. So this wiped off. I know it's supposed to be a hybrid, but it's not quite the same as stays on. So I recommend you get one of those stays on before they're gone. I know you can buy them other places, but you might as well buy them through us first, right? Okay, so I am going to slide this in here about where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to have, I want this to be down just a little bit here because we're going to put this along the top so it can slide out. But I'm just going to kind of line that up where it's supposed to be. And I am going to ink that up really well. And I'm going to stamp. Oh, hang on. Because I'm going through multiple layers, I found it stamped a little bit better when I had the pad underneath. So press that really, really good. One thing I don't like about Stays On is it really does stick to the paper, but that's okay. All right, so then we have that. Now we're going to pull it out. And we're going to line this one up over the top of it. And if you have a Stampin' Positioner, this could help, but because you're trying to line it up in here, it's either or, but we're going through clear, so hopefully we should be able to line it back up here. We're just going to line this up here. Now, the one thing is if you're not 100% perfect in this part here, it's okay because you can always shift it to get it to line up where it needs to be. All right. I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I am going to use this for my couple of other stamping things. So we're going to do old friends are the best friends. And we're going to stamp the inside of our card with some honey pots and our cute little funny saying that we're putting on the inside. All right, and I know Pooh and Piglet get into plenty of trouble, so I think this saying works really well for them. Now we are going to grab our aqua painter. I'm going to move kind of these out of the way here. And what color do I want to start with? Let's color Piglet first. And I'm using Barely Blush. And if you don't have some in your lid already, you can just kind of press that in and it will get some on your lid. And we're going to grab a piece of scratch paper here. Make sure that I don't have, so you can squeeze a little water, make sure that you don't have any ink in there. And then I'm just going to kind of tap this here so I can get some of this ink and color in Piglet. This is a really quick, easy way to add color if you don't have the blending brushes, which I actually do not have the new in colors yet. So that's part of the reason I did this. It's also a little bit more of a subtle color. We're going to do this while we're at it. Which ones did I do? So it gives you kind of more of a watercolor look rather than the more bold look that you would get using the blending brushes. All right. Then I'm going to grab some Flirty Flamingo. And I actually used a little bit of the re-inker and just dropped some in there so I could get some darker rather than using just what you can get from the lid. So that's another way you can get your ink in there. And now just add a little bit of dark. And then we're going to add a little bit onto here as well. Give it a little bit of a shaded look. Really love how well the Flirty Flamingo goes with the Barely Blush. All right, next color here. Let's do our Golden Glow. And we're going to add it on here for our honey. So when you do Pooh Bear, I found it's best if you kind of get it more watered down and do kind of an overall light first. And then we can go in and add some of the darker to give him some shading. So now that I have that part, I can touch some of this darker, and then I can add a little bit of the darker to it as well. If you start out with the dark, sometimes it's harder to get it to blend when you're using the aqua painter versus blends. And like someone mentioned in the training I was doing today, you can always add more color. It's much more difficult to take it away. So, all right, there's that one. And then we're gonna do some Cajun craze on here. And let's do this one here. Hello, Kevin. It's good to see you on here. Sorry, I was a little later tonight getting done than I had planned, but I got on here. It's not midnight yet, right? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add some old olive just to finish off these and tie all of my colors together. Sometimes you can use kind of just simple colors, but I like adding just that little bit of pop. So we got the little bit of pink for Piglet and the little bit of Cajun craze in there just for a little bit of pop. So there's those two that are now done here. And let's see. So we're going to take this little piece here while those are finishing drying. Move some stuff out of the way. All right. And I'm going to grab my little cutting thing. So I did find that it's easiest to fold this in half first so that I get the exact middle, and then I can just line it up on here and line up my cut and just cut that really quick. So now I can put all of these together. So we're going to line this up on here and make sure that those line up. And we're going to add lots of little glue here. And I'm adding it to both sides because it's going to go on both sides here. Realized I probably should do this part first. I like using my glass mat. It makes it really easy to center if I'm trying to get a nice center there. Come on. And we're going to stick this one on top. Line it up. Like I said, if you get it a little bit crooked, it's okay because you can just shift it till you get it where it needs to be. And then we are going to do this. So I have learned that this does not hold it really, really tight. So I usually just go in and grab a stapler and just staple that on there. That way it's not going to move on me. And we're going to finish this off with some very vanilla baker's twine. And I'm just going to kind of double that up and stick it through here. Maybe. There we go. And now I have two pieces, so I can make a little double bow on the top. And we can put this one on the inside here. And then this one here, so to make the magic work, we're going to split this in half here. And the plastic is going to go over our piece that we added in there, our vanilla piece. And the colored one is going to go back behind. So now that we have this one on here, we're going to go in and we're going to add some dimensionals, making sure that I'm to the side, that I'm not getting it on my piece that's going to slide out. So I'm just kind of going around the edge here. Hello, Chris. How are you today? Apparently somebody was just talking about this technique, so good thing I resurrected it, right, Kevin? I will be on. I'll grab the card that was in my samples because some of you may recognize the stamp set, but I've had it for a very, very long time. Happens to still be a bear though, which is kind of funny. So then we can put that on there, and then when you pull it out, you get the finished magic card. Uh, so let me sneak over here and see if I can find my original really quick. Oh, here it is. Some of you may recognize this stamp set. This was my original one that I had saved for all these years, which was back when we got the Build-A-Bear. This was the Build-A-Bear ones that we had many, many years ago, and I thought that this would just be the perfect little card for that. So, I did add one other thing I forgot. We added a little bit of bling. This is the Sweet Sparkle, Sunset Sparkle sequins, but I thought this color worked well for to go with that, tie in that little bit of a rust color. And there we go. I might restamp that one because it did not stamp as dark as I wanted it. But anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Thank you again, Kevin, for inviting me to share today. And for those of you who were able to join me, if not, hopefully you can join the replay. If you have not been playing along, please do. You can go back and do any challenge that we've already done. Follow along for the next challenge. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is food and drink, so that should be really fun. There are lives every day, so go back and watch the others if you haven't already and give them a shout out. Some fabulous projects out there. Join the group if you're not already on the group. Join the group and check out all the cards everybody's posted. There are so many great ideas. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have a STEM-tastic night. Bye-bye.